Housing Development Progress. Number one and the best. Housing Development Progress. Number one. Number one. Housing Development Progress. Number one and the best. Housing Development Progress. Number one. Housing Development Progress. In Nigeria. Housing Development Progress. In Africa. Housing Development Program and the globe. Number one, Housing Development Program.
It's a brand new year. Welcome to 2025, a year full of promise, possibilities, and progress. Today, we embark on a journey into the heart of housing development, where dreams of home ownership meet innovative solutions for sustainable living. As always, I am your housing diva, Flora Annie, and this is Housing Development Special. As we step into 2025, the focus shifts to the future. How can we build homes that are not only affordable, but also resilient, sustainable, and inclusive? Predictions are beginning to pour in for the real estate sector in 2025. Despite rising inflation and growth restricting policies that have slowed the economy, experts predict that demand for affordable housing will remain strong in the 2025 housing market. This demand will be driven by rapid urbanization and increasing city populations. Property values are also expected to rise, though at a more moderate pace. Key factors shaping the market include the introduction of the innovative finance solutions, such as the Mofi Real Estate Investment Fund and the Family Homes Fund's Mortgage Finance Scheme, alongside expanded funding to support both the demand and supply sides of Nigeria's real estate sector. Let's have a look at the news that made heat over the last couple of days in the housing sector.
The Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, has expressed deep sorrow over the passing of former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, who died recently at the age of 100. In a statement signed by Festus Adebayo, Executive Director of HDAN in Abuja, the organization described Carter as a shining example of service to humanity and a global ambassador for affordable housing. Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, dedicated his life to the upliftment of humanity, both in and out of office. Through his work with Habitat for Humanity, he contributed to building over 4,390 affordable homes for the less privileged, embodying the true essence of impactful leadership. His life provides profound lessons for leaders worldwide, illustrating that leadership is not about position, but about creating meaningful change. HDAN emphasized Carter's commitment to addressing global challenges, including eradicating diseases and promoting democratic values, which left an indelible mark on humanity. His historic visit to Nigeria in March 1978 further highlighted his dedication to fostering pragmatic relationships between nations and advancing the well-being of the underprivileged. The World Bank has disbursed a $1.5 billion loan to Nigeria under the Reforms for Economic Stabilization to Enable Transformation Reset Development Policy Financing Initiative. The loan, approved on June 13, 2024, was released in record time following Nigeria's implementation of critical reforms, including the removal of fuel subsidies and comprehensive tax policies. This fast disbursement contrasts with other loan programs which typically experience delays due to slow or partial implementation of conditions. For instance, the World Bank has also disbursed $1.88 million of a $750 million loan for the Accelerating Resource Mobilization Reforms AMO project, approved alongside the Reset program.
To read the full details of the news and other housing reports, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. On Voices on the Street today, we are diving into the housing challenges Nigerians face in 2024 and their hopes for 2025. So stay tuned as we hear directly from the people about their housing struggles and dreams for a better tomorrow.
Well, the houses are not adequate, and civil servants earning a maigre salary, most of them cannot, afford the exorbitant rent placed on houses by the landlords and landladies in FCT. So, because of that, many of them are living in uncompleted houses, while some relocated their families to the village and scouts with their friends.
Since the hike in dollar price, I think it affected everything about the economy, and housing also was affected. And the landlords in Abuja seems to use the opportunity to to increase the price of rent, even when they did not do anything in the house.
The improvement I knew that can do that. Number one, let government establish, like this federal housing authority, than to housing and all those things. Let them build us more and make it more cheaper. Maybe they'll be deducting from civil servant every month, or if yearly or monthly, it's more better. So that when you have a place to add your head, it's okay. But if that's only what they can do, let them provide more accommodations.
I will wish the government can come into it, because we have a lot of houses that are uncompleted building for so many years and no occupants. And those houses that were also recovered by the EFCC can equally be helped to give it out in a lower price rate that the individuals in Nigeria can be able to afford a home. And equally, if you can check in Abuja, we have Kwali, we have Gwagwalada, we have Kuje, we have Airport Road, areas that people would have been living. But the land issue is becoming so difficult. So if government can allocate those areas to the poor masses that can be able to accommodate themselves, I think the issue of rent will be brought down.
The only improvement I know that the modern country has adopted that will still work in Nigeria is for government to weigh in to regulate the landlord-tenant coexistence. So because you can't tell me that the house they built 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, when a bag of cement was way lesser, that the landlord will keep on increasing in the name of galloping economy. So the government should weigh in. That's the essence of having government.
If government can build house, but every year they will budget money and say they are building house, you cannot see the houses, you cannot see money, you cannot see even the people. So if government can help us build houses, give to, especially to civil servants, because they are the most affected people in this housing deficit.
I think government needs to really make this housing issue quite available, not just to civil servants alone, but I guess to whoever comes into Abuja. There should be a housing policy whereby it will help resolve some of these problems. The Ministry of Works and Housing needs to do a whole lot. That particular ministry has been saddled with the responsibility of at least some of these things. And then I guess the issue of developers equally should be made, they should have an easy access to having lands available, build houses, and then probably make it available, that is, make it in such a way that civil servants or whoever wants to come to the housing thing will be able to have it at their fingertips. It's not easy.
During the Shagari era, during the 1970s and the rest, there were housing scheme which we knew about, that he built a lot of housing quotas for civil servants, But it's unfortunate that even if many things are going to come up, people who are not civil servants may not actually get the best. In fact, I saw some kind of giveaway, should I call it, in form of palliative, in form of rice in bags for civil servants, which did not extend to people who are not civil servants. So even if that should even happen now, I don't think government, for now, with what I'm seeing, there's not been a holistic inclusion of every part and parcel of the citizenry, seriously. So my own advice or my own suggestion is that the government should be an all-inclusive government whereby everybody will benefit. More housing units should be created by the current administration, though I've been seeing some strides.
It's not 2024 alone. These things start from the crash. That Shagari, during Shagari, how much they sell one bedroom in federal housing unit? How much they sell it? Maybe it's not up to 4,000 something. The way they deduct the money inside those people work in the office is small money. After that one, see how they increase the housing unit. Although we understand that everything come up in the market. Both cement, all the items they use to build the house. But the government need to do more work on it.
Yeah, the improvement is that the government agency that are saddled with the responsibility to regulate this body should sit up and put them in check. There are price that is made for a estate owner, landlords to collect, from a tenant. The way forward that the government to sit up and regulate these people so that they will get what is due for them. I'm not saying that they should build and they will not make profits. No, the landlord, anybody that labor should work. The estate owners build a house, selling it. There should be a maximum price that they will make little profit, and the people that will acquire this property will also enjoy it.
Voices on the street there. In 2024, many struggled with skyrocketing rent, a lack of affordable housing, and the high cost of building materials. Urban areas were especially tough, with overcrowding and limited access to decent accommodation. For others, financing options for home ownership remained out of reach, leaving many stuck in a circle of renting. Looking ahead to 2025, Nigerians are hoping for better policies to make housing more affordable and accessible. They want to see new initiatives that support both renters and aspiring homeowners, along with improvement in infrastructure to ease the housing crisis.
Hi, I'm Bob Weinsheng, CEO of iBuild Global, and keep watching the Housing Development Program.
It's good news. Are you a stakeholder in the built environment, or you are looking for an authentic, credible source for housing and construction news in Africa? You now have an opportunity. Africa International Housing Show has now created a unique opportunity for you by establishing a full-fledged housing television, the first of its kind in Africa. You can now access information on home ownership, rental, building materials, finance, real estate and insurance, among others, all on Housing TV Africa, channel 149 on StarTime.
Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. It's the start of a new year. What will 2025 housing market look like? The housing sector in 2025 is set to witness significant development as efforts are made to address the growing demand for affordable and accessible housing. Now, here's what's in store according to research carried out. Urbanization and population growth will continue to drive demand for low-cost housing, especially in cities and densely populated areas. Initiatives like the Murphy Real Estate Investment Fund and the Family Homes Fund's Mortgage Finance Scheme aim to improve access to housing finance for both developers and buyers, making home ownership more attainable. Developers are likely to embrace eco-friendly designs and materials driven by global trends and the need to reduce housing costs in the long term. With growing recognition of the housing deficit, government policies may focus on incentivizing private sector participation, streamlining building approval processes, and funding infrastructure projects to support housing development. While property prices may rise, the growth is expected to be moderate, offering an opportunity for investors and first-time buyers to enter the market. 2025 holds a promise of gradual progress in tackling Nigerians' housing challenges, paving the way for a more inclusive and sustainable housing sector. Now, that said, let's have a review of the housing sector in 2024 with Barrister Festus Adebayo, the Executive Director of Housing Development Advocacy Network.
We started the year on a very good note with a high expectation. I can report here that from what we got from the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics report for the first quarter 2024, the real estate sector contributed 11.5 trillion naira to the GDP of Nigeria. We started on a very good, hard working by great stakeholders in the housing industry, from different areas of the sector, the building materials, the real estate, the manufacturing sector in the sector. And I must say that going toward the second quarter, the economy became a big problem for the industry. Apart from the exchange rates, we also have the challenge of the interest rate. The interest rates moved totally to the 2 digits. 2 digits, even for delivering luxury homes, it's not also easy. It also always have effects on the commercial market. I can report to you here that in 2024, due to the high interest rates, lending rates in the banks, the cost of those houses became highly affordable for those people that really need the houses. We have increased in number of estate developers that abandon their projects. Don't forget, cement had jumped up seriously to a level of 9,500. So these are issues. And then looking at somebody who has borrowed money at a high interest rate, and he cannot build affordable housing, he has to build luxury. And people want to buy the houses. When they don't have the affordability for the houses, they resorted to renting. And that affected the rental market in 2024. So the landlord, here and there, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja's residents are the major victims. And as I'm telling you, the renter is still high. Those who will have gone to buy have resorted in going back to rent because they cannot afford to buy because of the increase in prices. So the only succor that's supposed to have come in 2024 should have come from Federal Mortgage Bank. And that is the Federal Mortgage Bank versus mortgage banks. We cannot report to you here now that this is how many mortgages that were created in Nigeria in 2021. But I can report to you here that due to mortgage, the single obligor problem in the Federal Mortgage Bank, a good number of mortgage banks will not have access to that funding in the Federal Mortgage Bank that is always at 6-7%. Federal Mortgage Bank is the only one that can offer single digit interest rate. And I can report to you because of this problem that a good number of mortgage banks did not do well in 2024. 2024. In the area of the building materials, we have good reports of people buy iron rod, and the size they call for them, when they put the gauge in it, is different from what they bought. So these are the challenges that characterize the 2024 that housing industry have to arrest as we move into 2025. But I must say that the stakeholders in the housing industry must be commended. I must use this opportunity to thank all of them. I can report to you that the Renew Hope is working in at least nothing less than 34 states. And then we open that from January, they should commence having commissioning. So we can report that a good number of houses are springing up from the Renew Hope agenda. And I can also tell you here that in 2024, the committee that was set up by the Honorable Minister for Housing, they also within the year submitted their report. So this is one of the achievements we can talk about. I can also not finish the appraisal or the review of what happened in 2024 without acknowledging the new idea called MOFI, Real Estate Development Fund. That's a beautiful one. It has come, and I'm also aware that the people who are in charge of the management have done a lot of consultation. And I think also they have consulted with us in HDAN, and apart from that, I've also met them at the National Assembly. And from all indications, this is a very good achievement for 2024.
A review of the real estate sector in 2024 with Barrister Festus Adebayo, the Executive Director of Housing Development Advocacy Network. Of course, challenges remain. Rapid urbanization, limited land resources, and rising construction costs continue to test the housing sector. But with these challenges come opportunities for innovation and collaboration. Whether it's through government programs, private sector investment, or community-driven efforts, the path forward requires all hands on deck. I'll be back shortly.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh,
Huh? What is it again?
Oga, I dey drive this car, my mind no dey. My landlord is on my neck.
Your landlord again? I thought I have told you this before. Get a mortgage, register with NHF scheme, and get a home up front. What is so difficult about this?
Oga, I will do just that. See, I will shame that my landlord. Mortgage.
At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home.
You're still watching Housing Development. Coming up next is our Women Crush Wednesday. This New Year's Women Crush Wednesday shines a spotlight on a brilliant architect, a trailblazer in the world of architecture and a true inspiration. As we step into 2025, we celebrate her achievements, resilience, and the impact she continues to make. Our Woman Crush this Wednesday is architect Jumoke Akinwumi, an icon of vision and leadership.
Our Woman Crush Wednesday for today is Mrs. Olajumoke Akinwumi, partner and managing director at Alethea Real Estate. Mrs. Olajumoke Akinwumi is a distinguished leader in the real estate sector with over 3 decades of experience spanning architecture, investment advisory, development management, and affordable housing policy and implementation. Her career includes co-funding Alethea Capital in 2008, a firm renowned for driving impactful investments. Through its initiatives, Alethea has advanced gender and financial inclusion, championed environmental sustainability, and delivered transformative projects across multiple sectors. Mrs. Akinwumi took the bold step to join the public service in 2013 and over a 6-year period was at various times the Managing Director of Family Homes Funds, Director General of Ogun State Bureau of Lands and Survey, and head of the State Housing Agency. During her tenure, she spearheaded groundbreaking affordable housing projects, successfully piloted supply and demand side solutions, and led strategic reforms that positioned the state as a leader in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business rankings. Mrs. Jumoke Akinwumi was currently inducted as the first female into the Affordable Housing Hall of Fame 2024 at the prestigious Africa Housing Awards. These giant strides was unanimously approved in light of her groundbreaking achievements, including her tenure as the pioneer managing director of Family Homes Funds, where she championed the delivery of thousands of homes across Nigeria, and her visionary leadership as the former managing director of the Ogun Housing Corporation. Mrs. Akinwumi's dedication to affordable housing delivery and unwavering commitment to innovation in real estate have made her a trailblazer in the industry. All of this and more are reasons for choosing Mrs. Jumoke Akinwumi as our woman crush this Wednesday.
As we embrace 2025, let's commit to making housing a priority for all. Together, we can build communities where every family has the opportunity to thrive. The journey ahead is promising, and with collaboration, innovation, and determination, the dream of housing for all can become a reality. Thank you so much for joining me on Housing Development. From Housing Development Crew, here's wishing you a happy new year and a future filled with prosperity and progress. See you soon. Bye for now.